See you, TMG.
Imperious.
Cut him up, gave him the big. Actually, talk about Messi, talk about Mbappe. I don't want to not talk about this team. We need to talk about England because I want to talk specifically about something. Let's talk about Kane.
Well, what I told you about Kane?
I just got to say this before you go. He's a loser. He's the biggest loser. He's a certified loser, club and country loser. And the reason why people don't get into him about being a loser is because they have low expectations of him. They just have low expectations of him. And this is how you know that Kane should actually be insulted that guys are not cooking him. Guys actually expect nothing from you. They say it's a good tournament. You're crap. Absolutely crap. You can't miss the penalty. You can't put your country in the back. England, poor. How is the manager, low expectations. All the other teams that lose in the quarterfinal, the manager cuts. Doesn't even waste time. He cuts. Doesn't linger. Get England. They're begging the man to come back. Please tell me. Please talk to me about Kane.
Hey, what I told you about Kane since we started this pod, literally, because I've had many sore sentiments before we started this pod. You can't rely on Kane. I'm sorry, he proves it time and time again. And people get enthralled with his goal scoring records and assist records and the way he can put passes through. Yeah, he's just a skilled player. But when the rubber meets the road, you cannot rely on this man. I've always said this before, and I'll say it again. In general big games, that when he plays Arsenal and maybe Chelsea and Liverpool, the games, maybe especially in the first half of the season, the first 70% of games, that doesn't really have as much consequence as the games in the business end of the season. Kane will do the most. When it comes to games at the business end of the season, April, May, and June, the same basketball and football is more March, April, May. Quarterfinals of Champions Leagues, semi-finals, quarterfinals of World Cups, semi-finals of World Cups, semi-finals of Carling Cups, or finals of Carling Cups and FA Cups if they've got there as well. Champions League finals, games to win the title. The list goes on and on and on. This guy wets the bed. And that's what people keep on forgetting. And now, finally because I'm listening here and there, things like TalkSport, people are starting to finally cook him, like the public. And I hope the man will cook him as well, because you can't rely on this guy. He's just unreliable. And, if you're not clutch, it really affects your impact. Big games affects how impactful you are, how good you are, how great you are.
I never heard the Lewandowski-Kane debate. I never heard it. Kane's a punk. Stuck at Tottenham. If you really want something, go buy him. Go buy him, put some numbers up and cut. And win something.
Kane's another one. He's going to have all these numbers and stats. Probably, if he stays in the Premier League, he'll probably break Shearer's record.
Fam, how are you going to break Shearer's record and win nothing?
He's going to break Rooney's record. All his records, the history. Because I told you, don't get fooled and lost in these stats. Don't get lost in the source. Don't get lost in the stats. It's a stats error. They're really skewed. People need to contextualize them and understand what's actually happening. Like, the game has got a lot easier to score goals. People can't really defend anymore. They're taking it out, defending essentially away. Everything's essentially about offense. I guess you want to keep the game entertaining. It costs most sports. That's why everything's just about stats. Anyone can put numbers up these days. Truthfully, not saying Kane's not any guy. He's still a very good, fantastic player, but anyone can put numbers up these days compared to before.
And England, they just flat to deceive every tournament. Every time they face a team that it's a 50-50 where they're not expected to win, they lose. That's it. You can't really rely on them. They do that every time. There's no way that France should have beaten them. Like, literally, there's actually no reason. There's no rhyme or reason why the France should have beaten them. For man, you can even say England actually outplayed France and they still lost.
They just know how to lose.
Maybe let's keep talking about Griezmann. I thought Griezmann was good. I don't think he was exceptional in that game, but
yeah, I think they were gassing. I think when they were saying that after, I think, wait, have I missed something here? Like, Griezmann was good, but the way they say Griezmann was dominating, like, I was like, whoa, what's going on here? Like,
bro, Griezmann was like, it was just there, like shadow.
He had some good touches.
Yeah,
but all this stuff about him dominating the game, and I was thinking, yo, like, what's going on? Like, he's playing a good game, but he's not been that great. There's, let's park up. Let's, hold our horses there. You know what I mean? Just easy, boy.
At the end of the day, man.
Southgate
find a way to lose.
Southgate, they want to keep him.
It's not cut yet.
Because obviously the semi-final and the finals that they got to, and he's kind of changed the mood around England. 180, especially taking over Big Sam in those acrimonious circumstances. So I get why they still want to keep him, but to be fair, he said that they came to World Cup to win it. So he and the players had ambitions to win the tournament, from at least what they proclaimed. So yeah, but he's still making the same mistakes. Like when it comes to tight games, he's a bit reactive, slow to adjust, and his lack of adjustments seems to be holding England back. But then again, he's brought England so far. So it depends. Does he have one more go at it? But that's something that needs to be addressed. Maybe they need to. Well, he has his own backwards. Maybe they need to bring someone in to help him out, or maybe when they talk to him, what's intense? It feels like the FA are really begging him to come back. But
hey, just cut.
His lack of adjustments, 3 big games.
What's it? You know what's gonna happen? You know exactly what's gonna happen, and it's happening all the time. They just fade away into irrelevance. Like you just hold in something that you hold it for because it was good at the time, but you need to push on to the next level. You should have beaten Italy. There's no reason why he didn't beat.
Beat it. In the World Cup.
Not even there at the World Cup.
No, mad that.
Bro, it was a home Euros basically. He only played one game that wasn't at Wembley. He still didn't win.
Yeah.
Quarterfinals last time, the semi-final of the World Cup in 2018. You went for the easy side of the draw. You beat Sweden, Colombia. Who else did they beat? That's it. They beat Sweden and Colombia. and you got to the semi-finals and lost to Croatia.
In his run of major tournaments, the only team he's beat that has a name is Germany. But even that German team were on the way, and you can still see now they didn't get out of group stages. So I don't know. Southgate, when you look between the lines, it's looking really fishy, very fishy.
Fishy, man.
But England,
well, he beat an Iran team that was arguing amongst itself. He beat Wales, expected to win, but when they faced USA, flat.
They beat Senegal 3-0.
It's a good win. Senegal troubled them a little bit in the first tournament. I was like, huh? Senegal had a chance. Pickford kept them in it.
This was what England, they got too engaged with the Mbappe, Kyle Walker stopping Mbappe. That they've
Kyle Walker tried to go strike for strike with Mbappe. I've never seen that. Fouled a man.
And they lost through Giroud, Griezmann, and to Tchouaméni. Other guys proved to be the difference. I mean, Kyle could have done a decent job and to help with the teammates. I mean, there's one time we tried to go strike with Mbappe, and he just wasn't as quick as he.
Why would you go? Can you explain why you tried to go strike for? When you watched that, what were you thinking? What do you think the logic was?
I wanted to see it.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. He tried to go stride for stride.
Because Kyle could believe in his pace, innit?
Bro, it didn't mean. Now, even though Mbappe got to the byline, and it was obviously because he's going stride for stride, the final delivery was poor. But why? What was the necessity of that? You just unnecessary risk. Follow the man. Engage him earlier. You don't need to go stride for anyone. The one thing that is for the first goal, Mbappe cuts off the wing. Vice does a fairy tackle. If you're gonna tackle someone, bring them down. That's why I'm liking Argentina. Argentina are going to bring Dons down. You think the poor and Paredes are gonna let man fly past them?
Maybe they want to get a yellow card.
Oh, they get a yellow card. There's Phillips. My men, the guy that were with me, we don't care about yellow cards. We don't care about. We were getting yellow card on the bench. We don't care about yellow cards.
How's none of these guys been suspended for games?
Because we set our yellows.
Shut the yellow. Argentina.
We lost one man. We lost Acuna, but he's back now.
What happened to him? He suspended.
He got suspended for the last semi-final, but we're back. He's back now.
Was he the right back on him?
He's a right back.
Oh, that's what Molina played. He's the one that scored against. He's the one that scored against Netherlands.
Did he score? It was a good finish.
Yeah.
Good pass by Messi.
Like,
Best pass of the tournament.
Yeah, great pass. I even retweeted something earlier today. There was him basically doing the same pass as basically like a 10-year-old.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's crazy.
Hey, who's been the best player at this World Cup? What would you say?
It's between Messi and Mbappe. I'll give it to Messi.
Some people are telling me Griezmann.
Griezmann's been good, but nah, Messi's not been better than Messi. I mean, Griezmann's up there, but he's not been better than Messi. I mean, Messi, yeah.
Messi, every single game.
Since game 2. Game 2, I'm not sure about, I can't remember game 4, but since game 2, 4, 5, and 6, Messi's been top. I think that's the 4 man of the match awards he's probably got. Now we just got to see it in the final.
Wait,
One more game to go.
Everyone, they love moving the goalposts, but guess what? We always scoring. They know so much. We've been playing knockout football since game 2. Because we lost us against Saudi. Yeah, we've been playing game knockout.
I'm not moving the goalposts. I keep it the same. Like I said, I maintain it. Like I said before, I don't change the goalposts. I maintain it. You got
2 stars becoming 3.
For me,
AFA. Do you know what? Even if we go out, it's been a legendary tournament for me because guys were doubting Messi. Some guys said we need to convince them. Guys were telling me, "Oh yeah, Argentina are not convincing." This is knockout football. There's no such thing as convince. Win or go home. Win or go home.
Hey, but like I was saying, if you want to be, for me, and you know, who cares about my opinion, but for me, if you want to be called the greatest of this sport, the greatest of all sports, especially when you have players. Like I said before, Maradona for me wasn't in the debate because it didn't really make sense compared to guys like.
He had a great tournament. He had the greatest single-handed tournament of all time.
He has the highest. He's displayed the highest level of football I've ever seen in one singular tournament or period. Fair enough, so I'll give him that. But as an overall career, it didn't really make sense comparing to Pele, Ronaldo now, and Messi.
Because the highest peak. That's it.
Because his club career, even though there's 2 league titles with Napoli are great, don't get it twisted, but Champions League wise is non-existent and stuff like that. Which, with the caveat that obviously back then there's only the winners of leagues that.
But he won it twice.
He won it twice, so that's only 2 attempts compared to people like Messi, Ronaldo. These days they get like
Messi
top 4. They've been in there pretty much their whole career.
Then Ronaldo would never have been there.
Yeah.
Ronaldo got no champs.
Yeah, Ronaldo got no champs as well, but him as well. There's still a bit. He's still.
But I'm just saying, if he was just a champion, CR7 will get no champs.
Maybe something, I don't know. We're a lot less than the 5 he has. But flipping, yeah. But yeah, if you want to be the greatest of this sport, you have to achieve a hell of a lot, especially when the bar's been set so high. Like I said before, I never asked him to win 3 World Cups because obviously, I use contests. I'm a fair guy in my assessment. Try to be relative balance it. I don't. Because that Brazil team that Pele played in was a phenomenal team, just like Messi's Barcelona teams were phenomenal.
Yeah, the 1970s.
Yeah,
when he won in 1970, he was part of a great team. That's what people. There's no single on an individual level, in terms of carrying the team, as in you are instrumental to everything the team does. I don't think there's many players that have had World Cups like the way Messi is, because they're trying to find that every single attacking player. Messi has to be involved. Everything that's good about Argentina, Messi has some form involved in the move. It's just how it has been.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you go to Maradona in '86, you go to Garrincha in '62, Pele being out. Those are the 2 examples people used of carry jobs. I guess Cruyff in '74 they didn't win as well. Playing devil's advocate, the counter argument to that is, for being real, they haven't played a real team.
Every team's real. It's the World Cup.
Listen,
this is what people say.
No,
who's France played?
But look, because you use the argument against England.
Who's France played?
Use the argument against England. Said the luck of the draw.
We knocked out Netherlands.
Of course, use that argument against England. They haven't played a real proper team that side of the draw. Okay, who they played?
Australia.
Was it Australia? Australia Pans.
Yeah.
Netherlands. They're okay, not that great.
They had the best centre back in the world.
You see, right now, yeah, but the rest of the team, they're okay, but not that great. Brazil would have been a real team. Unfortunately, they lost to Croatia.
Brazil lost to Croatia. Does that not make Croatia a real team?
No, but you don't. Actually, no, we've done to Croatia what Brazil should have done to them.
Well, then tell Brazil to do it.
They should have done.
I would have done what. If Brazil had shown us, we would have done them what we did to Croatia to them.
Maybe so. But against France, they played a real team. France, they played.
Which France played?
The France played England. England are a real team.
So they played one team with a loser mentality. So they faced last 16. Who did they face? Poland.
Yeah, them as well. They haven't played a real team.
They played England.
So now they're both playing each other.
They played England, loser mentality.
I mean,
France. Then they played Morocco.
France.
Morocco is the only team the only guys that are going round for round playing real teams.
Morocco have had a gauntlet, but France have played one real team in England, and now they play another real team in Argentina. So this is Argentina's. If you want to count Netherlands, I won't really count them. This is the first time they're playing a real team. Let's see if they rise to the occasion.
How about Croatia? They got to the semi-final.
But Croatia, they were a shadow. Like I said before, earlier in this pod, Brazil should have done what Argentina done to them. They were very wasteful and very naive. Flipping, like I said before, if you want to be called the greatest, you have a lot to achieve. A the three main sports we talk on in this pod: basketball. If LeBron wants to be the greatest, trying to catch Jordan, the ghost of Jordan, it's a very, very unscalable mountain almost to scale. Boxing wise, there is that quote for whoever the greatest, he's achieved more than anyone else achieved. Even though skill wise, he's the greatest as well, or the best. But he has the achievements, he has the stats. But achievements, he has that above everybody, essentially. He's defeated the most world champions ever been. Messi, when someone has won 3 World Cups and has got the goals, got the assists, got the attributes, he's won all on club level. People try to say they play in Europe, but the South American football was arguably better than European football back then. He's achieved everything it is to achieve. You can't, if you understand his career, you can't really fault it. Especially when you just go by the official stats, which is what most people should do, you can't fault it. Messi, again, you can't fault his career, but he has to do the extra level, and has to win a World Cup. If you want to be called the greatest, especially if you have a capable team. If you play for, like I said, if you play for Colombia or something like that, fair enough. But he plays for a capable team.
What's the difference between Colombia and Brazil and Argentina right now?
Argentina not much better than Colombia.
No, so the only difference is that we've got Messi. What's the difference between
Colombia not even the World Cup.
What's the difference between Portugal and Argentina? What's the difference between Portugal and Argentina?
Portugal, they flopped.
Yeah, but
Portugal are better than Argentina, player for player. They flopped. Ronaldo flopped.
So
That's why, for me, the Ronaldo Messi debate, I don't see Ronaldo coming back and
Portugal, what Portugal done under Ronaldo?
I don't see Ronaldo coming back and doing a madness club level, but the Ronaldo Messi debate is done.
Dusted.
It's done.
It's dusted.
It's done.
It's dusted. Never ever. We're never gonna bring it up. Don't come.
He took the advantage winning the Copa last year, and I guess it's somewhat of a debate. But this World Cup, Ronaldo's been at 5 World Cups. He's not really done anything. Not got a knockout goal. Not done anything of note. He got to semi-final, but he wasn't the main guy in that team. He didn't really do much. Like, especially the tour Messi's having, it's done. I mean, for Ronaldo fans, they just got to hope Messi doesn't win, so they can still have somewhat of a argument left. But for me, it's done.
Yeah, but they're trying now. Ronaldo's got some other debates. Some guys are saying that Mbappe is better, more talented than him at 23 now. So
guys are saying Mbappe's more talented than Ronaldo at 23.
Yeah. Ronaldo's got some other debates. Some guys are slapping him.
I mean,
slapping his head now.
Hey, for Messi and Ronaldo, if Mbappe wins,
it means nothing.
Yeah, that's the one that you should be worried about. Because like I said before earlier on the pod, it starts his arc. 2 World Cups.
Someone kick his head, fam.
I said 2 World Cups. The first one, you're a very key player. Second one,
golden ball.
You didn't win this golden ball. Second one, this one.
He'll win the golden ball if he wins.
I'm not sure because I still feel they'll give it to Messi.
How do you give it to Messi?
I feel they'll give it to because they gave it to Messi 2014. He deserved it.
He deserved it.
See, if they give it to Messi this time hard, I would understand it compared to 2014.
Bro, this is his best World Cup ever.
By far.
By far. Yeah.
But 2014 he deserved it.
Yeah, he might not deserve it.
No, not might.
But they gave it to him because of the stature of who he is.
He gave it to him for nonsense. He didn't do nothing in the knockout rounds.
You know, Di Maria, he got an assist. He got an assist. Di Maria did something. Because remember, they beat Netherlands on penalties. Yes.
Yeah, Di Maria, other players did stuff, but Messi didn't do much.
Bro, them man were winning 1-0. They were winning 1-0. They beat Switzerland 1-0. Who else did they beat? They beat Switzerland 1-0. They beat Netherlands on penalties. Like, what were they doing? From them all grinding out.
Yeah, but Messi,
what's going on?
That's what I'm saying. Messi didn't do enough to deserve that
golden ball. He got there.
This one, regardless of the result, he deserves the golden ball. And I feel even if France win, they'll give it to Messi. And if he gave it to Messi, I'll be fine with that.
We're holding, do you know what we're holding? Let me tell you. We're taking the golden boot, the golden ball, and the World Cup. And we're going to have all 3 lined up. I'm just going to hold it like this. And that's going to be the most viral picture ever.
Might get the most likes.
Golden boot. World Cup in the middle. And the golden ball. Hold it like this. You know you're a small man. So maybe you ask me to hold one of them from on the side.
Messi, yeah, now.
Fam, if he does that, we can't talk. There's no talking, no discussion. Bro, it's the more iconic than Kobe doing that. More iconic than anything that Jordan's done. More iconic. The best.
Would be more iconic than the 3 World Cups Billy holds?
I put it. I've never seen it. Not put it. Well, the World Cup looking ancient there. The World Cup wasn't even looking like. How many World Cups then you get to take it home?
He won the 3rd one. It's 1972.
Yeah, tell
they took the children's remit trophy home. They don't do that anymore because I think Germany have won 3 World Cups with the modern ball, with the modern design.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So I remember seeing some graphic about it. They won it in 14.
They won it 14. They won it 90.
Won it 90, and I believe they won it in 74. Yeah, they were the first to win the new shape by the World Cup. So they won 3, but they haven't given them the right to take it home.
Give them let it take it home so we can hold this new one. France might take it on.
France. Oh yeah,
It's 2026.
This would be France's third. If France
2026, they're gonna take it. Oh, we're gonna.
the battle. Who's gonna get the third star?
1, 2, 3. They're taking it. Oh, we're holding it. We're gonna be what fourth? Join third for the World Cup. No, what? Brazil 5, Italy 4,
Germany 4.
Then we're gonna be fourth most World Cups, and then we can still take it home in 2026 because we got Alvarez and Enzo Fernandez.
Make sure you turn up 2026. I'm gonna be there in America watching the World Cup.
I'll be there too because we're gonna hold our full stuff.
I'll be there in Dallas, Houston, wherever the
Fam, do you know Alvarez is next up? He's
the new Guerrero. People say it's a combination of Guerrero and Carlos Tevez.
Yeah, he's next up. Whatever he is. And Fernandez, bro, that Enzo guy. I don't know how guys in Europe slept on that guy because that guy is talented and he's a shooter.
And now his price is gonna skyrocket.
Yep. It's like Benfica. Benfica got the sell-on clause.
Bah.
And guess what? We got the greatest psychic of all time on the bench.
Di Maria. Is he injured or is he just not starting?
Doesn't matter. We just got him saved up for special moments.
Potentially. But like I said, the first time they're facing a real team, Argentina facing a real team, France.
Who's better psychic though? Giroud or Di Maria?
I thought it would be Griezmann.
You think Griezmann's
Well, most people think Mbappe's the best player, so Griezmann could do it.
so who's better psychic?
virtue.
Griezmann or Di Maria?
Right now, Griezmann's better than Di Maria.
Right now, but over the course of the career.
Of course, that's a much bigger debate. It must be a debate. Maybe you can probably say Di Maria, maybe. Griezmann's got that World Cup. He bought that last World Cup.
Well, 2014. If Di
Oh,
Maria
yeah.
before we cut, don't drop your head. Don't drop your head. Listen.
What's this guy saying?
2014, if Di Maria wasn't injured for the final, he win the World Cup.
Maybe, yeah.
Just so I wanted to know.
If buts and maybes. I mean, Pele wasn't injured 62.
They still win it though.
No, but if
More convincingly. Maybe we can give him 3.
No, but if he wasn't injured, like I said, for me, the only reason there's been some over debate because he got injured in 62.
Tell him to wake up then.
I mean, if he didn't get injured in 62 and they win it, and he has 3 World Cups which he played a huge part in, then Messi will probably have to win 2 World Cups or something ridiculous like that, and Messi will have to achieve more. But it wasn't meant to be.
Can I just tell you something? No one cares.
People who understand football care. Understand the game.
Anyway, welcome to the 2-man game. I got to get out Brazil, which this made this one of the best episodes of all time. They're suckers. Samba boys, functional boys, fam. Do you know what your music you are? You're just simple. You're elevator music. Samba. Elevator music boys.
Neymar's a failure. I have to put that as a title. But yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. Follow us on all socials. That'd be the Instagram, that'd be the Twitter. Make sure you listen to us audibly. That'd be Spotify, that'd be Apple Podcasts. We're the TMG boys. This is your boy Mello.
The boy J8.
And we out.